Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. How are you, my gorgeous ones? So, we have Jupiter that has changed signs and moved into its own sign, Sagittarius. So, before I do the astrological part of this, I thought I'd do pull a card for each month for the year because it's going to stay in Sagittarius for a year, a little bit over. It's going to be there till December. So I thought I'd do that first, and then I'll get started on the astrology part of it. But you guys so far have been the second most viewed video for your monthly. So keep it going, because whoever's the first video, most viewed video, gets an extended reading, tarot cards, and astrological chart for the month of December. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards. These are the Grand Lux. I may pull the Tarot of Dreams to get a little bit more information, but what I'm going to do is just pull 13 cards, right? And I'll kind of do them in a certain order. So Jupiter, what's Jupiter about? So Jupiter is the guru. Jupiter is the teacher. Wherever Jupiter goes, Jupiter wants to expand, teach you. It's about higher knowledge. It could be about the court system, the law. It rules Sagittarius, and so it's a very optimistic planet. And now that it's moved into its sign of Sagittarius, it is going to be very, very optimistic. This is a different way of learning than it has been, and I did mention it in your November reading. So when it was in Scorpio, which it's been in Scorpio for a year, the lessons that we've learned, or we wanted to learn, and where Jupiter was expanding that house, the lessons were about the way that we were learning lessons and understanding the growth. I won't just say lessons, the growth, our experience was through some sort of tension or chaos or crisis or tragedy, right? And so, because that's Scorpio, transformation, going deep, coming back out like the rising phoenix, right? Well, now that it's in Sagittarius, it's going to behave. First of all, it likes this sign. This is its sign. It likes to be in here. So it's very optimistic. So this next year, and where it's placed in your chart, is in the house of networking. In the house, because it was Aqua. It was in your 10th house, right? Scorpio, but there were some painful lessons. There were some things, because, you know, we're stubborn. we think we know better. And so there were some painful lessons this last year of maybe I was going in this direction and I didn't, and that direction wasn't good. So I went in this direction and that direction wasn't good, but I learned a whole bunch, right? I learned a lot, right? So now it's moved into your 11th house. Your 11th house supports this house of your 10th house, which is your life purpose, your career. Pardon me. Excuse me. I'm in California. We've had these Santa Anas, and my sinuses are really bad right now, which is why I couldn't do the video before now. So excuse me, pardon me. So it supports your 10th house, which is your life purpose, your career, your status here in this life, what you're doing out in the world, right? Yeah, and that. And so now it's moving into your 11th house, where it's supporting the 10th house. So networking, this is your house. The 11th house is your house. Now, I know I said it's going into the sign of Sagittarius, but it's going to be in the house that's your house, which is the 11th house. That's the Aquarius house. So the 11th house is about influential people and the internet and groups, and it supports this 10th house. So if you look at it like the long range, what you learn in this 10th house, in the 11th house, it's going to, because it's the house of gains, whatever work that you put here in that 10th house, it's going to reward you in this 11th house, right? Jupiter's going to expand that house. All this work that you've done, expand your networking, expand your groups, expand, influential people could come in here. Things like that, like going to the next level. All of that is Jupiter moving into that house. So I know that was a long intro. Welcome, welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including astrology, tarot, mediumship, all kinds of stuff to help you on your path. So my gorgeous ones, we're going to be talking about Jupiter, and I'm going to pull the card to see in each month what you'll be focused on, expanding in, what Jupiter is going to be helping you learn, right? What Jupiter is going to be doing in this house. And so, there's something else I wanted to say, but I forgot because I'm starting to channel. Okay, so, yeah, so, oh, the other thing too is, I'm transcribing and translating these videos into different languages, so it is taking me a lot longer to get these out. So I apologize, but just bear with me. All right, so I've already shuffled these cards. I've meditated for you guys. And the message, I'm laughing because the message I kept getting was, just wait and see. Just wait and see. That's the message I was getting. So, are you guys ready to listen? Because I kind of think you're listening, but you're not listening, which is kind of normal, but you're almost there. All right, so the first four cards I'm going to put out are, this is going to be the 3rd month. This is going to be the 6th month. Man, you're on track. This is going to be the 9th month. You're on track. This is the 12th month. And in December, I'm going to pull a card because that's like that growth that you've done and the things that are going to be coming to you, right? And so that I'm taking from the bottom, which is the 5 of Wands, okay? So the 5 of Wands is what you'll be dealing with in December, okay, with Jupiter. So let's see what's going on. It looks like, and what's going to happen is in the beginning, Jupiter is going to give you all these opportunities in this house. It's up to you to take them or not, but I hope we've learned that lesson, right, Aqua? But it's going to be up to you to take them or not. And then it's going to go retrograde in the beginning, well, April 10th or 11th, depending on where you live in the world. So April 10th, 11th, or 11th of 2019, it is going to retrograde. And it is going to be retrograde until August. I think it's August 11th, 10th, 11th, or 12th, somewhere through there. And so these opportunities that come in until April, this is what you'll be working on, and then, or you'll be able to accept or deny or study in that or work in that or receive, right? And then April comes along and you're going to retrograde, right? We're all going to retrograde, which means, you guys know, amending, revising, reworking, trying to decide, what did I learn? What do I want to keep? What do I want to grow? Where do I want to go from here with these opportunities that I have, right? And then you'll do that through early August. And that's why I've sort of laid it out here like that. So in the beginning, especially now that we have Mercury was conjunct, so there may have been some news that you received, maybe about the work, maybe about some work, maybe you've got a contract, maybe something having to do with this 10th house, right? Because as Jupiter changes signs, it will usually gift what you've worked in that other house, and then it'll give you opportunities in the new house that it's in. And then you go through this whole taking the opportunity, trying to ground it, then retrograde, and then once retrograde's done and you've kind of trimmed the fat, then it's, as it leaves, it gifts again. Make sense? Okay, so that's the 3rd month. It looks like you'll be dealing with and again, this is your 11th house. If I'm talking too fast, you can always, I mean, I know you guys can think fast, but if I'm talking too fast, because not just Aquarians listen, there's other people that listen to other signs. So if I'm talking too fast, just, you can always rewind the video. So this is your 3rd month. This is going to be February. You'll be dealing with, remember, the 11th house is groups. It's the internet. It's you. It's like, supporting what you're doing in the world, like you're networking. Yeah. So it looks like there's I want to say, like, this could be several things, but I want to say it's like two people coming together, or two organizations coming together, or you and an organization coming together, or you and a group coming together. That's what I feel like in February that you're going to be doing. But this is an opportunity for you. That's what I feel. It looks like by month 6, you have the Six of Wands. So I hope can you guys see? I'm so sorry if you can't see. I didn't even check the camera correctly. Hold on. Oh yeah, okay. Just making sure you guys can see. Okay, so here we go. So the Two of Cups is about two people, or person and organization, but because we're talking about groups, I feel like this is you and a contract, you and a company, you and this group, you and something coming together. And this is an opportunity. By 6 months, I feel like Jupiter is going to gift you or help you understand with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is about you having accolades, and the 11th house is well, 10th house is accolades, but the 11th house supports that, right? So accolades, people are looking at you, people are wanting to work with you, people are wanting to be around you. You're getting top honors for this, and that's what I feel like in month 6, which is May. And remember, you're going to be retrograde during that, which is, I think, is a good position, because you're working diligently, you're reworking stuff, you're trying to figure out. Maybe at this time, this is where people come in and want to work with you, and you're trying to decide, you know, do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this? Right? Then by month 9 in August, you have the Wheel of Fortune, and that sort of makes sense, because August is when you come out of retrograde, or we all come out of retrograde, and this is where we take the plans that we've reworked, or the opportunities that we've had, and we trim the fat, and by August is when we can go forward with this stuff, right? And the Wheel of Fortune, I mean, it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's one of the highest cards in the deck for me. So the Wheel of Fortune is where you have fortune coming to you, where you have opportunities coming to you, where it's not a hard thing, where you understand that your phase of life is changing and these things are coming about. And this, again, has to do with maybe an influential person, maybe a group, maybe an organization, right? I won't know until I get to more detail. And then by November, which is month 12, it looks like you're walking away from something, because this is the Eight of Cups. So it looks like you're stepping away from something. You're taking what you understand, your experience. I feel like you're really, really, and this is not to say that you're not already, I'm just saying, I feel like you're really, really mature in your craft, or in your purpose, or in what you're doing. Like some of you, have you begun companies, or thought about starting companies, or because I know a lot of you want to do this, but you've been getting in your own way for like the last couple of years. Like maybe you thought about it, maybe you did some research, and then you let it go. But I feel like whatever this is that you've been sort of going back and forth with for the last couple of years, I feel by this time you're going to be so focused, so directed. Yeah, because I'm feeling like, what I'm feeling like is that you're on target. Like you don't think twice about the decisions you make about a company, or about your work, or about, like, you're just on target with it. It's like it's a smooth running thing, and you realize that there are things that you have to leave, there are maybe groups that you have to leave, there are people that you have to leave, there are companies you have to, like, whatever this was that's holding you back. And it's not an easy thing to do, but I feel like you're looking forward. That's what I feel like with that. And so let me pull up the rest of the cards. So this will be for this next month, December. This is December, and then this is January, and then that's February. Okay, so in December, so from now until December, you have the Three of Wands. So we're still thinking about, and this has to do with groups. So Jupiter is going to gift you with helping you understand, and I apologize for the dogs, but Jupiter is going to gift you this expansion of understanding, that you're directing your path, that you don't have to wait for something to come to you. I feel like you're seeing it more on the horizon. And I feel that Jupiter is going to help you lean into it, right? That's what I feel like is coming. So I feel like there's opportunity coming. And I feel like with this, I feel like a couple of opportunities come, but you're not really sure. And so you're just kind of looking at it in December. Like maybe you put some work into it, but that's what Jupiter wants. Jupiter wants to teach you. Jupiter wants you to get to this point where you're like not even thinking too much, just doing what you need to do or doing what you want to do, right? And so that's what I feel like here, that some opportunities come in, maybe a couple of opportunities come in. Maybe you hear some news about something. So I'm going to pull the tarot. I have the Tarot of Dreams here. I'm going to pull the Tarot of Dreams to sort of see what I can get, but I'm already getting that there's opportunity. So, and I've shuffled all these cards. I'll shuffle them again for a little bit with you guys, but I don't want to make this too long a video. The Sagittarius one was an hour because there were so many shuffles and cards being pulled out, so I'm trying not to make it that long. Okay. I'll cut them for you guys. And in my astrological reading is where I'll go into deeper about what Jupiter is and how it works. And also, I did a Jupiter in Scorpio, Jupiter changing signs last year. So I'll attach that video so that you guys can see how far you've come, what you learned, what was going on, so you can kind of connect it. All right, so yeah, see, opportunity. That's exactly what I saw. So you have the Seven of Cups with this Three of Wands. The Three of Wands requires that you take action, right? A Wands always requires that you take action. The Seven of Cups is opportunity, 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 those seen and unseen. Some of them look good. Some of them don't look so good. Some of them, it's a matter of perspective, opinion. You know, somebody may think a snake is really beautiful and somebody may think only the wings are beautiful. But this is about opportunities seen and unseen. And I've said this to you guys. When an opportunity comes to you, take it. Just say yes. Stop saying no. Stop overthinking it. Stop thinking you know what the ending is going to be. Stop all that and just take it. Because if it's not for you, it's going to fall through. It will inevitably fall through if it's not for you. But you taking the opportunity, you taking some action, you putting some energy into it is telling the universe to keep it going. You're ready to go. You're doing what you want to do. You're experiencing, and the energy flow it's continuing, right? It's getting the momentum up to get you to the place that you're trying to be. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Maybe somebody offers you to go to, they're like, let's go have some dinner, right? And you're like, well, okay. But then you think about it and you're like, I don't really want to get dressed. I don't really want to go out. I don't really know, blah, 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 right? And you talk yourself out of it because I know, Aqua, you can do that. Because it's a lot of energy to be around people, right? But maybe they're saying, let's go to dinner, and maybe you go to dinner and you bump into somebody who is doing the work and needing somebody like a position that you have, or with the craft that you have, or is looking for a company that you are, right? But you wouldn't know that unless you went to that dinner right at that time and met that person, because maybe the person that's inviting you to dinner has a friend, and that friend has a company and needs some help with you, and then you guys discover, oh my God, we can help each other, right? And that's a big opportunity, or it's an opportunity, and then you're like, well, they're kind of, the company's kind of da 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 da, and you're not really sure. Again, I'm just kind of going by how you can get stuck or how you can get in your own way. Because maybe that's not the company for you, but maybe when you work with this company, you meet somebody else that's going to get you to that place that you're really trying to be. Make sense? Okay. I know that was a long explanation, but I want to keep reminding you that if it's opportunities, continue to take them, because if you don't, you're stopping your flow. If you take them, if they're not for you, they're going to inevitably go away. It's going to fall through. Like, if that dinner was not for you and you said yes, maybe 5 minutes before you're leaving, like you're getting dressed, you're ready to go, and then 5 minutes, that person has an emergency and they say, you know what, we need to reschedule. I'm so sorry. That's not for you, right? But you did it, but it's not for you, right? So if it's not for you, it's going to fall through. Okay. So that's in December, from now to December. Then we have the next month. So in January, it looks like, so the Four of Pentacles or the Four of Coins, and I'll put them here so you can see them a little bit better. But the Four of Coins to me is about having this, not just wealth, but experience in this, even material wealth, even material stuff that that someone has worked very hard for. I won't say you, right? And so when I see the Four of Pentacles or the Four of Coins, this is about Jupiter sending you someone to help you, sending you someone to relieve you in some way, either financially or in what you do. And again, we're talking about groups because this is Jupiter in your 11th house. So Jupiter in your 11th house tells me with the Four of Pentacles that you have someone that wants to help you, someone that wants to. This is where I see the influential person. That's who this is. This is an influential person, right? So, you know and I know that influential people do have sometimes ulterior motives, right? But it doesn't mean that it has to be bad. Maybe you can help them and they can help you. And it's all a matter of choice. So, let's see where this goes. Yeah, you have the Nine of Swords. Because you get in your head again. So, with the Nine of Swords, it's about being so overwhelmed and thinking that you can't move on this, but you actually can. Okay? So, with the Nine of Swords, I mean, it's the swords, it's all mental. So, it's more, I feel like you talk yourself into something. That's what I'm feeling like, if I'll be honest with you. I feel like you're talking yourself into not having this or not getting this help. And some of you, it's pride. No, I can do this. I don't want to, whatever the talk is. I don't want to owe somebody something. I don't want to da-da-da-da-da. You're taking it that way. For others of you, it's like, can I actually do this? And it's self-sabotaging. Is this really going to happen? Can I actually do this? This is going to be a lot of work. And that looks like what Jupiter is going to help you overcome. Because some of you need to understand that where you're going, you need to learn to work together. It's not that you don't know how to work in groups, but it's that you get this idea in your head about something and then you'll stop it because you think you know better. I hope that makes sense. Like, you think, I know what this ending is going to be. I've had this type of person before, so it's a really good opportunity, but I don't know what to do about it because then I have to do this or I don't have to do this. And you've already told the story in your head without even actually doing it. Does that make sense? Okay. So, it looks like Jupiter will be teaching you some stuff there to get out of your head, to continue to get out of your head. I'm not saying don't listen to your intuition. What I'm saying is keep your ego in balance with your intuition so that you hear clearly. That's what I'm saying. But it looks like you do it. Because by February, you have this bonding. This you and somebody, or you and something, or you and some organization, or you and some group. That's what Jupiter comes to gift you. So, let's see where this goes, because I feel like this is a really good union. I feel like this is a foreign person. If it's not a foreign person, it's a type of organization or type of person that you hadn't dealt with before. I'll say that. I'm seeing it very different than you normally do. That's what I see. Or normally encounter. Or maybe it's a brand new group that you would never even think of, but they really can help you, right? And you really can help them. So where does this go? So you have the Five of Coins with this. The Five of Coins is about disparity. The Five of Coins is that energy of coming from lack. Um, some of you, I feel like this bonding is going to require a lot of your energy and a lot of your time. And that's where I see the growth with Jupiter. I feel like where you're going to next, you're not going to have that time where you can easily be by yourself, or that time where you can easily be off work, or that time where it's a big jump for you, for a lot of you. And I feel like my energy is drained, and I feel like my time is drained, and I feel like for me, those resources, some of you may be dealing with having to invest in something monetarily. So I feel like there's going to be growth in that. Yeah, but it's the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is a beautiful bonding. It's a great bonding, but you are going to... Oh, I see what you're doing, Aqua. This is about you actually opening up and giving your energy to this thing or this person or this organization, and giving, you're feeling like you're giving up stuff. Yeah. Because I see this as a good opportunity, but you're coming from here, from a place of lack. And some of you, it's a little selfish because you're expecting them to do all the work because you think you've done all the work already, and you're expecting them to do all the work. And you feel like, I almost feel like I'm being bothered. Like I'm being bothered. I almost feel like they're taking too much, but they're not. It's going to require this to get you to where you want to go. And so they can help. So rethink this. But again, that's the growth with Jupiter. Okay. And then, so that's the third month. Then we have the fourth month. Yep. Fifth month. It looks like you overcome that. Of course, you overcome everything. It just takes you time sometimes. So you have the Seven of Wands. So this is the month where you're going to be, Jupiter's going to require you, if you want this, we've given you opportunity here. We've brought some help here, and here. And you're stopping it, and you're stopping it. We've brought opportunities. And you keep stopping it, and you keep stopping it. So here in this fourth month is where I feel like Jupiter is going to have you stand up for what you want. Do you want this or do you not want this? And it's not a bad thing whether you say yes or no. They just want to know. Jupiter's like, if you're wanting this, we're bringing you the opportunity. It doesn't matter to Jupiter's like, it doesn't matter to me. I just want you to grow in it, right? So if you want this, I feel like this is your energy. I feel like you will be standing up for it. I feel like you'll finally get centered. I feel like you'll finally be doing the work, taking, the wands or action, and really, 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 really working in it, really taking the action, really being focused in it. But if this is February, this is March, you're about to go into in April. Yeah. So wait, I'm sorry. December, January, February, March, April. Yeah. April is where you're going to have retrograde. So it looks like there are some things that are going to, because we have shadow here. So there are some things that you're going to have to be looking at and tweaking and saying, this is what I want. Right. And so let me pull hard here. Yeah. Because some of you want to hang back. This is the growth with Jupiter. So you have the Four of Cups here. You have the Six of Wands. You have the Seven of Wands and the Four of Cups. And the Six. I don't know why I keep saying six. The Four of Cups is telling me that you can see what you want, but you're waiting and thinking it's too far away and sort of waiting for it to come to you. And I feel like that here too. So it's like you do this back and forth thing. But Jupiter's wanting to teach you to stand up, take the action, make it come closer, put the energy in, make the decisions, make the choices, stop staying in your head. I think I've talked to the Geminis about this. if you've ever spent time with a millionaire or even a billionaire, if you've ever spent time with them, you will see they don't think. They, in a second, can make a choice. They've got thousands of choices to make a day. And it's about money. And it's about keeping their stuff. And it's about making money. And that's how they are, right? So when they're on and they're working, they don't have time to think, stay in their head. They got to be on point, being able to take an action, being able to make a choice. They're in command. They know that. That's what makes them the multi-millionaires and the billionaires. And I'm talking really about the billionaires. If you've ever gotten to spend time with one, it's a quick, they're in charge. They're not afraid. You know, whether it's a bad decision or a wrong decision, they own up to it like that, right? This is what you're trying to get to. This is where some of you are trying to get to. Whether it's in a relationship or it's in with, you know, money, whatever. Whether it's in getting a stable life. It's about making choices. It's about taking action. It's about not believing that it's not so far away. But you have to put the work in, right? Because it's your world. It's your energy that you're moving through. Make sense? Okay. So, then we have, in this month, you have the Empress, and it looks like this is when we go into retrograde. So I feel like with all this hard work that you've done, I love the Empress. I feel like with all the hard work that you've done, some things are going to begin to be fruitful for you, right? So some things are going to be gifted to you. I feel like you'll feel better. I feel like even though there's going to be, like, you think retrograde, nothing's going to happen. But I feel like in retrograde, you get some opportunities, but these are opportunities that you've already had. You're just going to be revisiting or revising, or like maybe you finally come to terms with whatever you're doing here and here. And then maybe here is where you begin to really tweak it, really understand it, right? And so let me see what this other card is. Because the Empress, yeah, and see, you have the 4 coins here, which is this influential person or this influential organization or this influential, but you have them here too. He or she or it. You have them here too. So I feel like this is where this comes together, which makes sense. Because if now you come together, I mean, you've come together here, but you pull back, kind of typical Aquarius. And then I feel like here you make it happen. Like they may say, if you really want to work with me or you really want this, then you have to do, then this is what's excuse me, then this is what's required. And then you're so behind that you're doing all this work to try to make it happen. And then I feel like here you're doing the work and you come together here. Does that make sense? But it's to birth whatever it is that you're trying to birth, right? And this person or this organization or this whatever is going to be helping you at this time as well. Okay? Looks like you have help all year. And then by May, you're still in retrograde, but by May, it looks like, I feel like you're just, not just that you're being noticed for what you do, but I feel like some sort of reward comes to you for what you've been doing. And I feel like you feel better. I feel that you feel better, right? And so by May, I feel that you'll have a handle on whatever's going on. Again, whether this is with a group, about love, it's probably more about your work than anything, because this is your 11th house. But whatever this is, I feel like, I feel that you are directed and you know what you want and you're working in it and you've gotten through this hard part, right? And that happens here. Okay, so because the 6 of Wands is about accolades, it's about being noticed, it's about everybody wanting to be around you. Yeah, and then you have the Moon. So I do feel like with the Moon, there's always secrets. With the Moon, there's always emotions. With the Moon, there's always this, like a skewed view, like not a clear view of what's going on. So I feel that you may be seeing it this way, but other people are seeing it this way. I feel like you may be seeing that maybe you haven't done it right, or maybe you haven't done enough work, or maybe you need to do some more work, or maybe somebody is trying to sabotage you, or maybe like I feel like you're not seeing it clearly, and I feel like this is the way they see you. Like I feel like some of you are looking at it and think you're not good enough, or you haven't done enough, right? But I feel like they see you, your groups, your organization, your influential person. I feel like they see you as doing really, really well. But this is the growth in Jupiter. Okay? So then that's a 6 month. So this is the 7th, 8th, and 9th, right? And so in the 7th month, it looks like you'll be balancing things. You have the 2 of Coins or the 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like there's opportunity here that you're working in. I feel like you have an opportunity. Like I feel like you have a plan A and plan B. And you're trying to bring both of them together. I feel like you have... Why am I feeling like you haven't said everything over here? I feel like you haven't said everything over here. And over here, it's time for you to say this or balance this or bring this out, whatever this is. So after you've grown in this and understood your value and understood like what what you're growing with, it looks like you'll be, I think you finally trust this person or this organization or this, I won't say completely trust, but trust more. Because I'm feeling like this is about trust. Like I feel like you're hiding this for a reason, but then you don't need to anymore, and you feel like you don't need to. Does that make sense? Okay. And then you have the Fool with it, which I love the Fool because that's 0 point energy. So the Fool is about you. That's why I feel like it's clearing up. I feel like you finally bring this other part out of you. The Fool is about like having a blank slate and going on an adventure and really focusing on where you want to go. So, I think right here is where you come to terms with what's really going on and how you want to go from here. That's what I feel like. And then you have the Swords here. So obviously, most of you, this is you. So this is the Queen of Swords, but they're not gender specific for me. It's about their character. So this Queen, she has been through so many losses. She does not play any games. She has a lot of integrity, but she doesn't deal with foolishness, right? And she's willing to let people go out of her life or disconnect from those people or release them in some way if they're not serving her purpose, if they're not serving her, and I know that sounds bad, but what I mean is if you're gonna be playing any games with this Queen, she's gonna cut you out. If she's focused on something and you're getting in the way, then she's gonna cut you out. Like that's what I feel like where you're at this time, because you've worked really hard to get to this part. You're finally getting some relief here where you're understanding better. And then, yeah. So obviously this is about you letting go of something. It could be that you're in 2 different groups, or it could be that one's a group and one's an influential person. And then by this, you're very sharp. You're mentally, like the Queen of Swords is extremely intelligent, extremely. She doesn't pull any punches. So I feel she does what needs to get done. Like she just has no problem doing it. She's been through way too many losses and tragedies, and she's not putting up with anything. So I feel like even though this is going to feel like a hard loss, you're ready to step away from something at this point. There's Jupiter is going to help you understand and grow in that. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. All right, and then we have August, so the 9th month, and that's obviously when we come out of retrograde, but I feel like in retrograde, this is your lesson. This is your lesson, and this is your lesson. Yeah, your worthiness, not taking anything from anybody, not holding on too tight to something or somebody, realizing that opportunities are much more. It's not like the Five of Coins, and I feel like you're coming to some peace here. So with the Wheel of Fortune in the 9th month, I feel like everything changes. Like the 9th month is where everything's coming together, emotionally, financially, materially, like everything's coming together. That's what I feel like with Jupiter and what Jupiter's teaching you. And so let's see what we have here. Yep. And then you have this new start, which is the Ace of Cups is a beautiful, beautiful new start. And normally I would say I don't like just the Ace of Cups for a new start. I want something that's grounded. But we have the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Wheel of Fortune, that's grounding to it. So this is a beautiful start that you've been waiting for, that you've been wanting. And I feel like a lot of you have been wanting this for a long time. And that's what's going to be going on in this month. Then that's the 9th month. Then we have the 10th, 11th, and then your 12th. So you have another start there as well. So the 10th month is the 7 of Swords. Obviously, this is where you take a step back. I think this thing shocks you in a good way. I think this thing is like, whatever this start is, whoever this is, whatever this is, it shocks you. I feel shocked, and I feel like, can I actually breathe? Can I actually relax a little bit? Can I actually, like, is this really happening? That's what I feel like here. And then I feel like here you take a step back, right? So you're looking at it again. Typical Aquarius. You're looking at it again. And you're trying to see what. Some of you, I feel like you do this because you're afraid of making the wrong move. Right? That's what I feel like. But others of you, I feel like you feel that you've come so far that you're being very careful. Because whatever this start is, you're going to take a step back and you're going to look at it again. And you're going to, and it's not like I'm too much in my head look at it. It's like I'm going to be very practical about it. Very inquisitive. I'm going to research. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to look at this from afar. I'm going to make sure it's what I want as I move forward. Because emotionally, it's gotten to me and it's shocked me and it's really what I want. Or what I think I wanted. But let me make sure. That's what I'm feeling here. And then, yeah, you have the Hanging Man. So I feel like self-sacrificing here. So the Hanging Man is about self-sacrificing. It's about staying. It's about holding on. It's about not doing what you want and instead taking one for the team, right? But you have to remember the Hanging Man is a self-sacrificing. It's like, I'm not doing what I want because I'm choosing not to do what I want. Because, I mean, you can say it either way. Some of you are like, well, I'm going to let them do it. Or I'm going to be humanitarian and I'm going to let that happen. You know, I'm not going to step in and I'm going to just kind of take the back seat. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. I mean, if you want to have a noble cause and do that, that's up to you. But this is why you take the step back. Some of you, just remember that you can get out of this position at any time. This is, you've put yourself in this position and not making a choice about something. Okay? Then you have this start that comes. So this start and this start could be connected. I feel like they're two different starts. Like, I feel like some of you actually I feel like you change your reality, some of you. Not everybody, because not everybody knows how to do this. Well, you all know, but not all of you remember. Not all of you are there yet. But I feel like you changed the reality here. Some of you. Others of you, it's two different opportunities, two different starts. This one is very passionate. Some of you, I feel like you're doing the Aquarius thing, which is a good thing. And you're like, I'm going to wait here. I see everything changing. It shocked me, but I'm really going to be practical and wait. And I'm going to see, and I'm going to look, and and it's not like I'm in my head too much. It's like, I'm being very practical about this. And then this start comes, and then you're like, I knew it. I knew I should have waited. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Right? That's what I feel like with this. Because this one's passionate. This one's attractive. This one you want. This one emotionally hits you and shocks you. Makes sense? And then, to go with that, you have the Page of Cups. So isn't that interesting that you get news about whatever this is, and Spirit Jupiter is teaching you that you can have your heart and your passion together. So you receive news here that helps you in this, because the Page of Cups is about news. Some of you, it could be about dating somebody new. Some of you, it could be because this isn't a relationship house, but it is a friendship networking house, and everybody knows, well, maybe not everybody knows, Aquarians like to be friends. Actually, it's necessary to be best friends with your lover or best friends with your partner. So maybe a person comes in through here. Maybe a person comes in through here. I don't feel like it's here or any of the other places, but it's possible that here and here they come. Possible. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm just saying it's possible. Because I don't feel that like a lot for everybody, but I do feel it like for a couple of people. All right. And then in your 12th month, you have the 8 of Cups. So you have the 8 of Cups here. So you're going to walk away from a couple of things in this next year. It's going to be easier for you to walk away and let go and release some things of your past. Here and here. And I feel like here. And here. Here is where I feel a lot of peace. And then here's where I feel like you do it. So the 8 of Cups, again, is about releasing something, leaving something behind, that no longer serves you, stepping away. It isn't an easy thing, but you can see the brighter future. You can see where you're going. You can see clearly, and you're ready. You're ready, you're ready, you're ready. And that makes sense because it's in the 12th month, right? And then we have the King of Cups. Maybe it's there that you meet the love of your life. Possible. Or some of you are actually working with the love of your life and don't realize it until here. And I just heard that a lot of you that have been dealing with a lot of pain, the loss, a deep, deep, deep loss. By the end of the year, I can't even say it because it's going to take away from, like, words just take away from what I see and I hear sometimes. We don't have the words for it. And if I tell you it's going to, like, there's going to be somebody, I don't think you realize how you're going to be feeling, where you're going to be at. I feel peace. I feel like you're ready. I feel like you're not going towards somebody because you want to, because you need to, because you're lonely, or because it's time, or because of anything other than it is. That makes sense? There's no words. But I feel like for some of you, this is you and your heart gets opened by this time. This shocks you. This ignites you. And I feel like your heart finally opens here. For some of you. Because I can feel it. But for others of you, I feel like this is a person coming. And it could be in business. And then they become your partner. Your life partner. That's what I feel like. But in the 13th month, or December, whichever you want to say, you have the 5 of Wands. So I feel like the opportunity that's going to be coming in is that you're going to, so the 5 of Wands is about It could be about chaos, and it could be about a fight. It could be about that. But for you guys, I feel like, yeah, in it may be chaos in the fact that you're like going faster, things are happening, you're really in what you're doing. And I feel like, because I feel like you've walked away from what you needed to walk away from. I feel like you opened your heart, and I feel like it's much better. So I don't feel like this is like, it may be chaotic in that you're not used to it, and you're getting used to these groups or this organization or this position or this thing, right? And then you have the Tower. So I feel like with the Tower, what Jupiter is going to teach you is that it doesn't have to be one way or another. Because I feel like a lot of you are like, I'm laughing because I used to do this. I feel like a lot of you are like, if something doesn't go your way, you're like, forget it. It's just going to break. I don't want it. I can't do it. Da, 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 da. It's all going to HELL, right? And I feel like this is what Jupiter teaches you, that you can work in the chaos. Things are always shifting. But if you've built a solid foundation, then it will only fall to the part that you haven't built the foundation or it needs to be tweaked. Make sense? It doesn't have to be a big fall, a big shift. And even if it shifts, it's not going to all fall to pieces. That's what I'm feeling like Jupiter's teaching you. Because I feel like some of you are like, just when this gets all clear, other things are coming in. But I feel like this is where Jupiter's going to teach you that even if other things come in, you're still going to be okay. It's not going to be as bad as you think. That's what I feel like Jupiter's teaching you. So, congratulations, my Aquas. I am sorry that this went on so long. I love you, love you, love you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will have all the other videos connected to this video, like last year's. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.